praised him for his above-the-neck game, and he said he will continue to be a huge part of this Steelers offense.
Thanks so much, Aditi. Back here at the breakfast bar. Let's talk Chargers. Let's talk Steelers. And Chargers wanting to win a game, of course, over a team that is in playoff position. The first team that they could get that kind of a win over, Strake. So what are you looking for in this one?
I love Aditi's update right there because I'm looking at Antonio Brown. You're one of the premier players in this league, and you have not gotten the rock late in any of these last two games. The Jaguars win could be looked at as a good one for the Steelers because it was gritty and it was tough and it was on the road. Or you could look at it and say the Jaguars are one of the worst teams in football this year. You barely beat the Jaguars. And last week against Denver, they couldn't get the ball to Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
We always talk about Julio and Sark. I want to see Randy Fichtner find a way to get Antonio Brown involved. That's how they're going to win this game.
Last night was a prime example of what happens when your superstars don't get started. I'm talking about Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram. Those guys were under wraps for most of the game, and the Saints struggled. Melvin Gordon is under wraps, and not because he's going to be taken out of the game plan, it's because he's banged up. So having Melvin Gordon, one of the best running backs in the football, sitting on the sideline, how would this Chargers team, how are they going to play in game plan for the Steelers who can fly around and hit some guys?
I'll go on the other side. James Conner needs to have a game. The bloom's off the rose a little bit. He's been held down. He had a massive fumble last week. He needs to have a game. I also am here for the brother game.
Yeah.
Derek Watt versus TJ.
Oh,
The Manning brothers don't go against each other. The Kelsey brothers don't. Derek Watt is going to be hitting his brother big time. I can't wait for that.
Big Ben 4-2 in his career against Phillip Rivers head-to-head, one of those being a playoff game. Let's move on to Vikings and Patriots in Foxborough, guys. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings looking to do some damage on the road. You played for the Vikings.
I did.
What are you looking for in this one?
I played for the Vikings, Kay. Another thing that I haven't done, though, I haven't played in Foxborough. It's one of those places that I never played there. So for me, I'm looking at Kirk Cousins going in there. His second time playing against Tom Brady. First time he was with the Redskins. He got beat 27-10. Can he be the first guy in the first team to beat Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady back-to-back weekends?
Ever.
Be the first time ever done. So I'm looking at this big stage. This could be the brightest lights ever for Kirk Cousins.
Can the Vikings run the ball at all? At all? I mean, we got to get something. We got Dalvin. We got Latavius. If they're going to be an adult in this group, I need to see some kind of running game.
Yeah.
And Kirk Cousins, after stiffing us on the limbo last week, I need a makeup celebration. I need the mashed potato or Gangnam Style or just something because I feel like he really left us hanging with that.
I thought Belichick's comments this week were fascinating. He was so complimentary of Mike Zimmer, but he was also so complimentary of Harrison Smith. He compared him to Troy Polamalu, which is the ultimate for a guy who went up against him. This Vikings defense is coming to play. They've held the last 4 quarterbacks they've faced to under 200 yards passing. I think Brady might be in for a long afternoon on Sunday.
If the Vikings lose, that puts them at 6-5-1, which is just a mess of an NFC wildcard situation for a Vikings team. All right, let's move on to the NFC North and those Bears taking on the Giants. They're coming to New York at MetLife. I think we have a Bear joining our show later today.
Yes, we do.
Who's coming on our show?
Danny Trevathan.
Coming on our show. Stay tuned for that. So the Bears starting Chase Daniel, of course, no Mitchell Trubisky in this one. Kyle, what are you looking for?
I love the Bears D, but Saquon this year on this Giants team is one of the great performers and like a terrible production. This is Raul Julia in the Street Fighter movie. This was like Fast 9 starring Dame Judi Dench. It doesn't make sense. Saquon is very scary for a Bears team that has taken a little bit of a risk this week saying our defense will get us through while Trubisky gets better. Don't blow it.
I'm going to play the New York pundit on this show right now and the guy who grew up on the East Coast. What a joke this Giants season has been.
Talk about it.
And what a terrible wasted season. It can be salvaged if you beat a good team. At least you can come out and say, hey, we beat the Bears. They're going to go to the... And right now the Bears saying, Chase Daniel's going to start. Trubisky, let's keep him on the... Because we can beat the Giants. We need him for the Rams. That's insulting. That's insulting as a Giants...
Do something about it.
As a Giants player. So go do something, Giants.
You play the New York pundit. I'll play the typical New Yorker. Bears? Who are these Bears? Like, we're the New York football Giants. I don't care about how good they think they are. We're a better team. I feel like the Giants are going to come in this game saying, I don't care about how much of a rhythm you guys are in. Watch out for the Bear trap. This could be a trap game. I honestly believe that.
I'll be the Bears fan that tells the New York fan, who are the Bears? The Bears have won 5 straight. We're looking for our 6th win and have the longest win streak in the NFC after the Saints loss.
Be careful,
Just
Bears.
last night. I have this weird looking past to the Rams game thing that I feel like might be happening. Don't do it. Last but not least, for Mad Minute, Ravens-Falcons, guys, in Atlanta, site of the Super Bowl. You went to college nearby. What do you think about this one?
Look, this is one of those Falcons seasons where you just look at each other and say, are you serious? They had all the injuries week 1 against the Eagles. They had all these tough losses. They went into Cleveland and got blown out, and they lost bad against New Orleans. If you've got anything left as a Falcon, if you've got anything left as a motivator, as the head coach in Dan Quinn. You got to get him up for this one at home in front of the home audience against a team that's surging right now.
Now that magnifying glass on Lamar Jackson, it's starting to increase because I'm looking at him the last couple of weeks. It's one thing to be thrown into the lineup when your starting quarterback is banged up. Now Joe Flacco is back to practice, right? He's back to practice. There's also tape on Lamar Jackson. So how does he feel knowing that if I do mess up, I can come out at any moment because the guy who won the Super Bowl, the guy who was the franchise quarterback, is sitting on the sideline with a helmet on, ready to go. A different type of pressure for Lamar Jackson.
Drama.
I feel the same way. Another start for Lamar. They've seen him. They've studied him. Dan Quinn is a defensive guru. I think this is an upset special. I don't know what the favorite is. I think Atlanta's going to win this game. I think they're going to win at home. I don't give up on the Falcons. I think there'll be a party at the Claremont.
Ravens have won 3 straight, and they're very much in the mix for the last. They're clinging to the
Ravens
playoffs
are there.
spot,
They're
right?
in right now.
Best bar, not best bar in Atlanta, since we're at a bar.
You know, you can go to the Cobalt Lounge. You can go to Murphy's. You can go anywhere. Atlanta, a great town to go out.
You gonna show us around?
I am.
Super Bowl?
Yes.
Love that. Claremont, how would
Get
that
some
place?
champagne at
The Claremont Lounge just got a shout out.
PSP, Peter Schrager Party.
Not the first time it's gotten a shout out on the show.
It's a regular bar.
3 years of shout outs for
Mitchell and
Claremont
Ness
Lounge.
of institutions.
We'll be back after this. Dallas came up with a huge win in prime time. Time to start saying the words Cowboys and Super Bowl in the same sentence. Jerry Jones was saying it all week.
Jerry Jones was saying it his whole life, but especially now.